You don't need baby hairs for a perfect wig install. Let me show you how to lay your lace as a beginner and it still looks good. Hey Glam babes, so our first step is our foundation. We're going to go ahead and do our braid now. I start off by parting my hair, putting them in sections, and braiding my hair. I am not the best braider, but trust and believe I'm going to get them as flat as possible. So I do straight backs, I braid them all the way down, and then I end up connecting the braids. So I'm going to braid this first braid all the way down, and then start with my second braid. Once I get to the back, before I end up braiding downwards, I connect it to that first braid, which I'm going to show you here. Once the braid is connected, I just go ahead and start with the next braids, and I only connect two because I don't want them to be thick. Now we're going to go ahead and put our cap on. I start off by pushing my edges back using the Got2b glue spray. Now what I would probably do different is use the gel because that's what my hairstylists use, but we don't have that. So now we're going to go ahead and cut holes into our caps and put it over our head. This is so the cap stays on while we get ready to glue it down. We're also going to be using the Got2b glue spray to glue our cap down as well so it sticks when we're ready to apply our wig. When using the spray, I like to use more than one application with the spray when putting the cap down because I want to make sure that it's actually secure all around my head, especially around the tabs of my ears. That is the first place where my wig always lifts up. After that, once it is dried down, we're going to go ahead and cut our lace of the cap and then also go ahead and make sure that our wig is clean. Now I was trying to do the alcohol, but it was not working, so I went ahead and I just washed the whole wig and we just ended up drying it. It was not completely dry before I put it on, but I wasn't worried about that. Just made sure that the cap underneath is dry itself. So I combed it out, I parted it, and now we're getting ready to hot comb the wig. Now this is one thing that I found that helped me so much is to hot comb it. When you hot comb it, you don't have any hairs in the way of the lace. Like the lace actually looks good. It's not scrunched up. Like that's a problem that I usually have when installing my wigs and I don't wear a cap or I don't use a hot comb. So now I'm going to cut the cap off of my head, just enough for the wig to lay down. Now, something that I wish I did different as a beginner is I wish I cut more of the cap off because I just feel like my wig would have laid so much better and would have lasted longer if I had less of the wig cap on. Now, I do find that you are supposed to put the cap on your hairline and then put the wig on before your hairline. The wig is not supposed to go on the actual cap because if it does, then they will both lift together. So you have to have enough space for the cap to lay down and also for the wig to lay down in separate portions so it lasts longer, especially when using the spray. So now that I cut it off, I have all these white spots. I cut all this extra white spots off and I went ahead and I took the extra residue and wiped it down with alcohol. And now I'm adding my tint. I actually use the Black Radiance Contour Palette from medium to deep. I use the middle shade and I put that on my cap. I also put that on my lace. Now we're getting into the hot comb part. One thing that I found that was very essential is using the wax stick. I use the even wax stick and let me just say it pushed the hairs back. This 100% prevented me from having a crunchy, scrunched up lace with a lot of flyaways. I find that reapplying my wigs are the hardest without using a wax stick or something to push it back. So most definitely make sure you have a wax stick and a hot comb. Those are essential when reinstalling a wig. When using the hot comb, you're going to want to make sure that you also get your tabs because you want to be able to apply the wig on the tab portion correctly. Now it's time for the actual application. I went in with the Even Freeze Lace Spray and I did 3 applications, and in between I dried it with 30 seconds with each application. You want to make sure that it's at least close to tacky and not super wet before you get ready to actually apply it. Now, a mistake that I said that I made, I wish I cut more lace. As you can see, for one, it is way too close to the lace, and also my cap is starting to lift because the spray is too close and I'm reapplying it on top. Now it's time to lay the lace. So I start with the center of my head before moving on to the sides. I make sure that I press the lace in and that my tabs can actually reach from ear to ear. Then I go ahead and I blow dry. I count to either 30 or 60 seconds, whichever you'd like to do, and then I move on to the next section. Do you see that? It's giving coming out the scalp. We're gonna do the other side and then go ahead and put our elastic band on. So I didn't have my elastic band. I was not prepared for this, okay? But I went ahead and I just used a tie that I had and wrapped it around from front to back, and I made sure it was tight enough to actually lay my lace down. You want your lace to melt. This is the part that's gonna make it look like actual skin because it's going to be melted inside. So as we are sitting here waiting, I didn't have it on for that long. I had it on for maybe like 15 minutes, but I went ahead and I hot combed the top. I parted my hair again and I got my wax stick and I got to laying it down. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hot comb one side because I'm going ahead and doing a side part, okay? And then I'm going to go under each part on the bang part to make sure that it's flat, because as you can see, she is bumpy at the top. We want her to be as flat as possible. One thing I feel that will make this install perfect is actually using the old school hot combs because they get hotter than the ones that you have to plug into the wall. Like, I feel like my bang would be flat if they can be hotter. And also use heat protectant. That's something else that I did not use that I wish I should have used, but I didn't use as much heat. So it's actually perfect and it worked out using the hot comb that I used. So I'm gonna go ahead and curl my hair off camera. It's giving cute, it's giving body waves. Something else that I do wanna learn when I'm doing these installs is plucking, because I feel like I want my wigs to look more realistic. But this is the final look. Let me know what you think. Bye, Glam Babes.